Hello. Is my mic actually picking up today? It is. Okay. So I didn't have a better startup picture because I don't have my SSD in, so... For some reason... I don't know why, but Blender does not want to, like, capture properly unless I use display capture, so as a result of that, I've had to load that in a different, well, I have to just load it when I'm starting. So I'm going to use a mix of Photoshop and Blender to start with today, just for just messing with some skins, and then I'll see if I can put them in. I did test this the other day and it seemed to work fine, but I'll probably run into some problems again, so we'll see what's going on. Okay. Let's get rid of the image. Okay. But how you doing today? I hope you're good. I need to find where my texture folder is. I think I can get there through here. Clients. This one. Pack folder. Files. I hope you're good, by the way. Dragon. Let's try another Mithurian. And let's do... Maybe we do... I've done those. This I realized was kind of silly because there's already one that's kind of blue already. What I'm gonna do before I test them in game is I'm gonna open them in Blender and we'll go from there. So I'm looking at Lady Rocks maybe. So all these are set by date. Let me just sort by name for now. So Animal US it says. Head 28. So if we find head number 28. That's not your skin. That's alright, I can fix the skin. I can actually go on to... If I find a loop first. Just want something a bit better than that. Let's go for... Should be idle. Idle loop. Idle stand. Okay. So what I can do here is I can actually fix the skin. It is one model, huh? Oh, I see. I've accidentally loaded two. Let me do that again. Now that's better. Okay. I was like, huh? Okay. It's not loaded the skin, but I can actually load the skin myself. So I gotta remember how to do this shit now. Do you actually have like a material surface? Yes, you do. Is it Shift A? Texture. Image texture? Yeah. So if we use this, I need to hit new, not new. No, we're not doing a new texture. We're gonna open one. Then I need to find this folder here, and then we just open this, and then if I put that there, now she has a texture. Don't worry about the black pieces, that's fairly normal on the skin. Those parts are just where the transparency is supposed to be. But yeah, other than that, it's where it should be. So that's it, like, properly set up. I don't know why it didn't, like, set up properly on its own, but it's fine. So cool! Hey there, Jack. How you doing? I'm gonna do some reskinning today, so... Or I'm gonna try it, so... Let me now get this skin over here. And, I'm just gonna be really basic bitch first, and I'm just gonna do a basic recolor just to show you that it... Or just to see that it works. Then maybe we can mess with colors a little bit later on. So we got this color here. Maybe I should just color the blue, because obviously you can see the mouth change color there. So if I change it to just the blue channel. I can change the cyan channel in a second here as well. There we go. That's not really messing too much with the, with everything else now. So if I just save that as is, obviously I haven't done much here. I'm just gonna do, I just put like O2 on there. And then what I will do is, I'm just gonna go back into Blender. I'm gonna hit the shading tab and we're just gonna hit open. And then we'll select the skin. So this is what it's gonna kinda look like. So obviously we can change up stuff if we want. But I just thought I'd show you this as an example of like how easy it is to change the texture in Blender. But let's say like these like little bits going down the neck here, they could probably have a color change. And then we could also like change the color of the front as well. If I have a look at the UV maps, so this is the UVs. This is how they're kind of set up. So can't remember the exact way to check this, but I think you can, yeah, you can highlight parts and it will show you what part of the UV map that is. So if I wasn't 100% sure where something was, I mean it's pretty obvious that like this bit here is like where the neck is, so obviously that's fine. And then this bit's the back, this bit's the front, so that's not too bad to kind of see there. And then obviously there's like the wing webbing here. And that's actually, that's the underside of the wing. So that's the bottom of the wing. This is the top of the wing. So we could also like do stuff like change the wing color as well. We'll get into that now, I think. Let's see it. They don't know how to do it. It's very bad, actually. You said sure. It probably would. These models are already kind of really low poly as is. You can like literally see the like the joints and stuff. They're very low res models. And despite that, the game lags anyway, which is insane to me. So, you know. But I'm going to go back onto the skin now, and I'm just going to make some changes. And you know what? We should make this environment a little more, like, sophisticated, right? We could make the scene look a little bit cooler. So, what I'm going to just do is I'm going to go into the world view, and change the background color to... Oh, maybe that's not it. Oh, wait. No, it's here. Yeah, so it's here. We can make it like a nice dark color. And if you think this is too dark right now, then we can kind of go in and I can create a light. I can't remember what the good one is. I think it's area light. I think I have to stop the animation before it shows. Yeah, I thought so. I might need to actually bring back the yeah, okay. You have to bring back the tools. There we go, now we can move it. So, this is one of my favorite lights to play with because it's pretty easy to manipulate. So what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna go where the light bulb is. I'm gonna increase the exposure, so you can see that's bright, right? It's very white, so I'm gonna. I can't remember. Is it Control D, Shift D? No. I can't remember how to duplicate objects. It is Shift D. And I did duplicate the object, I just was stupid. I'm just dumb, that's why. Apparently I duplicated it a lot of times, because I can see, like, there's 3 here. That's fine. Can move this one further back. And then this one we could put, like, over here. Maybe lower the exposure a little bit. That one's really red actually, that needs to like be more neutral so I can actually see the colours. But yeah, there we go. Got like this kind of cool scene now we can preview stuff on. I love this like during this render view. It always looks pretty cool. So now that we've got a nice scene set up, I'm gonna save that actually. I'm gonna mess with some more colors. So I think this file has some emissives on it, and it does. You can see them here. So I'm gonna also have to open the emissives file. And we'll also put O2 here. We'll save this as, what's the format? Dash O2 and then dash. Okay. So the question is, what color am I gonna do this bit here? I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get the color profile here. So I think it might be even easier if I just kind of select all the black like this. And then I do select inverse, and then I can kind of just maybe use the hard brush here, zoom in a little bit more. I'm doing this all with a mouse, by the way, but at least for this first part, you can kind of go in and do this, and you're like, what are you doing? This looks awful. Well, it'll look okay in a second, I promise. So, let me get this. And then what you want to do... Shit, I just realised I'd drawn the actual thing. But what you want to do after you've kind of coloured on the right layer... This layer I can't seem to lock it anyway, which is a bit dumb. But once you kind of do this, and then I'm just gonna get... Oh my god. Can't believe I drew on that bit there. I could have just erased it and I probably would have been easier, but it doesn't matter. I did it again. I'm just gonna erase it this time. Oh, of course I drew on the actual layer again. How the fuck does that happen then? I don't even know. Well, that's the right layer. We'll get there in 5. We'll get there in 5. It's fine. Okay. Let me get the ZBrush here. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna change this layer to color. So you can already see that it kind of just does like a color swap on its own for that area. Obviously I'm not gonna have this be green, right? But you can kind of see how that kind of lines up. So if I go to adjustments, hue saturation, I can kind of change this to any color I like, you know? So I can even like make it dimmer. I can make it grey if I wanted to. There's just so much you can do. So I just wanted to show you as like an example there of what can be done. And because this is kind of far from the other islands, so on a UV map, these like little like textures on here, these are actually called islands. I found that out recently. And they basically are just where the color information is, or the texture information is. Apparently you can have really bad islands and good islands, but I don't know what the difference is at the moment. But yeah, maybe we're gonna mess around with this color. I think before I go further, I am just gonna test that it resolves correctly. So I'll save it as a DDS file. And then I can go back into Blender and I can go to, obviously this isn't going to look too good, right? But I can go back into the shading tab and I can just refresh that texture. So now you can see that's on there. Looks pretty gross, right? Right now. But you can see it's on there. So thank you for the 5 stream streak. Pretty much probably, yeah, try to subdivide something better. If you subdivide, you would probably need to redo the UV maps, probably. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it sounds like something you need to do. But yeah, we can basically, now that we can see that this is showing on here, we can kind of change it to whatever color we like. So, I'm actually going to go for a color that's more sensible now. I'll probably go for like this kind of color here. I know it's not too interesting, but that's the color I want to go with. So again, if we want to update the preview, just resave it as a DDS file, and then just refresh it in Blender. So I'm just going to refresh it, and you can see it's more up to date. So looks a bit sickly, actually. I think the whole texture might need just an overall saturation boost, but for now we'll stick with what we've got. We could probably use the same color for maybe like the wings as well. That might be a little bit more involved, but we could definitely do that. The eye color could probably be a different color as well. It's kind of hard to see, but might actually need a new light. If I can disable this. Let's Shift D that one. Okay, never mind, I'm just gonna make another one, it's fine. Area light. You're not showing because I didn't press the thing, that's why. And yeah, I need that setting to show as well. Are you gonna show... Oh yeah, now you are. There's that whole bit underneath as well that kind of, you know, cuts off, and it's a little bit strange. So maybe we, like, extend that bit down. I just need to double check where on the UV that is, so... we go into edit mode. And just double check where that is. So her underside is here. Like, that's her whole... That's her whole underside. So, we probably want to colour that as well and just go all the way down. The same colour. And then this bit here... I'm struggling to see why I can't, like... I think it's because the bones are in the way. I think that's my problem. Hold shift, it might be easier just to grab this. Because I can't see... You know what? When I'm like dragging the model and I'm selecting stuff like this and it's not selecting properly, that tells me that the model is just like not very well made. Because I should be able to select this, but I can't. So, whoever made this model, I don't know what to say, but this feels like it's got, like, vertices that are, like, going into the model, which a model shouldn't have. But yeah, I think potentially... The other way I could try and figure it out is if I, like, just draw on the model itself and see where it ends up. But I can't do it because the models glitch out in this for whatever reason, so I can't even texture paint like live on the model for some reason. So they just go real glitchy. It's like they really don't want you to do it. It's probably how like the files are, but hey Leroy, selecting verses, you can change to selecting faces. Yeah, you can. Actually, I might try that. That might give me a better chance. Let's see if it does it. Okay, now it's doing it. Yeah, that did it. The fact that I couldn't select the vertices like that in the first place just kind of tells me that, like, the model is not very good. It's so weird how... Okay. So this whole thing is just draw down this pretty much, and then the tail is there. Okay. You know what you could probably also do? You'd have to do like a new UV map, but you could probably like add like I don't know, some people have added like Christmas hats to things. You could totally do it. Do stuff like that, like add decorations to them. As long as you don't change, like, the actual skeleton too much, you could probably get away with that. Because you can't move away from the skeleton, that's, like, the primary thing. But outside of that... This really looks like they just edited a, the Alliator modder bot, by the way. Just looking at, like, how it's designed. But yeah, let's go back into the editor here now that we know. I'm going to briefly change the color layer to normal so I can see what that swatch color is. And we can just use that for the rest of the body. So it's this bit here that needs the color swap. Just going to be very gentle because I don't want to bleed onto the I don't want to bleed onto the toes that are here. Or like, what is it, like the spikes. And yeah, this part probably shouldn't be too crazy. So that's that little bit there. And if I just save it as a DDS again, save it as a DDS, and then I just reopen it again, we'll see it's updated. And we go on here, you can see it's updated. I don't like how smooth that is, and it kind of, the tail just kind of starts. You see how like rough that sort of cuts off there. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna extend this a little bit so this cuts wider, and then this part can cut like a little narrower here, so like seams more naturally. So again, I'm obsessed with previews, so I'm just gonna save that again. Fortuna's fairy time. Watch streak. Nice. Stream streak. Dragon's Prophet 2.0 in the making, pretty much. Because no one else, well, there's a lot of people that want to do it, I think. But, oh, we got these fins here. What if I add color to these fins? The more color channels I can nab, the easier it is to recolor later. So we go here and kind of update these fins as well. Okay. So again, I'll save that again. Because I'm obsessed with seeing progress. And we will actually put this in game. Like, my goal today will be to put this in game. And have it running correctly. So I'm gonna go back into the shader editor. I'm just gonna update the skin. And now we can see like the fins are updated. So then, I actually kind of like that color channel there. That's pretty cool. Just need to update the tail. And the wings, I think. But it's kind of coming into its own. I would kind of like these like bits here to be like some kind of contrasting color. Like, I'm thinking like purple or yellow. Maybe yellow's a bit too on the note, too complementary, but just something that really makes it stand out. Its eyes, I probably will make a different color, because like right now they're quite red. But it's getting there. So we can see the tail is down here. So the tail's gonna be an easy update. And yeah, if you're never sure where the where a certain part is on the UV map or the UV islands, you can just go into edit mode in UV editor, and you can just like select a part, and it will show on the UV map what part you're selecting. So, like here, I can tell that this part is where the arm is, and this part is like where the back leg is here. This part's the back leg. And then, obviously, the tail's quite straightforward, but you can see the tail's there. So, if you're never sure, that's the best way to check. And actually, while I'm here, I can see that's the front toes. And the back toes are there. So, that's pretty cool. We can see all of that on there pretty easily. What about Fairy Prophet instead? Imagine if they had a game called Fairy Prophet. You would, it would be you in my position, pretty much. You'd be trying to revive a dead game. I need to change my position here. This laptop gets quite toasty when I run Blender and OBS. Remember when I tried to stream OBS before on my computer and it would keep crashing? So somehow that's fixed for now, and I don't know how it fixed, but I just kept messing with the NVIDIA settings, and then it just was okay once. It still sometimes has a wobbly now and again, but I think that's just Windows 11, man. I honestly don't think it's anything else. Honestly, this dragon, if I hadn't changed any of the colours on the fins, it looked like a mini Methus. The textures are very similar. So this is the this is I think the top side of the wing, and then the other island is the bottom side of the wing. I'm actually kind of getting really into like 3D like texturing and stuff now. Like, the only thing I'm really missing from, like, the whole thing is, like, something better than, like, something more... Like, I need to get, like, Substance Painter or something, because I would really like to just paint in the normal way, because you can paint in Blender, but the painting tools are really not good. I don't like them. They're really not it, buddy. This ain't it, Chief. But I can kind of see how, like, after looking at these, I can kind of see how, like, they've made the textures. Because they've literally just strung, like, patterns over it, kind of like how I would do in Photoshop with, like, specialized brushes. And that's really kind of it. Like, these like, things here aren't individually drawn or anything. Like, they might have gone back over and they might have done a drawing pass on them. But for the most part, you can just see it's like it's a grid pattern. And don't say that on Discord 5 times twice, because you might get banned. God forbid you mention a grid pattern, or you show a grid pattern. Oh, good boy. I could maybe make the yellow less, like, piss green, because that's kind of what it looks like right now, so I'll probably play with that for a little bit. But for now, I think this is pretty okay. The only real test is going to make sure that the emissives migrate properly, so... Oh, by the way, I finally made a fucking, I finally made a fucking GitHub, and I put up the, draw distance editor for, Wild Ancients, which is gonna be useful to exactly no one, but it's there. I really think that those... I'm not sure what color I want to do those, like, gems, but... I feel like they should be... I don't know, like a cool color? I'll figure it out. I really need to do these edges first. I will say this is probably the most fun, like, color by numbers I've ever done. And even the wings have, like, a brush texture on them. Like, you can really, like, when you look into stuff, and you can kind of see how it's put together. So if I were to, like, make a skin from scratch, or I needed to retexture something from scratch, it's kind of giving me that, like, visual knowledge of what I need to do to make that happen. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually took, like, the real Lady Vox and, like, maybe took some textures from that. I don't know. Let me have a look. Lady Vox EverQuest. Honestly, it looks like they might have done that. Look at the textures on this. If I can make the picture bigger. God, I hate these microscopic images. But yeah, you can see the you can see what it looks like. Like, it straight up just looks like, with the, like, the guttering on the scales, it really feels like they've like taken that as like a brush or like a sample, and then they've just like ran it across this one. That's what it looks like to me anyway. But this is actually looking pretty okay. I'm getting pretty happy with this. I'm gonna save a template so I can go back to this kind of filter later. But if I try and go in now and I reload the model, assuming I do this first. And that's it with the wings. So under shading, it looks pretty good. Doesn't look like too out of the realm of something that would be in the game, right? GitHub is life. It is very good for, like, organization, I will say. So it's those lights that I want to update now. And maybe, actually, I'm gonna test this right now. If I make a input texture, I have a feeling emissives are handled as an image as well, but it just goes into the emission section. Let me just put that to the test real quick. So if I just get the directory for the texture folder again, and I just test the Lady Vox emissive, and I put that here. So I think can't see that it's working. It seems to be showing on here though. This is, I never really understood emissive. Oh, it's because the strength is 0. Okay, that's why. Okay, okay. So I can look how cool that looks, by the way. I can update that to the right color. I didn't realize the horn glowed actually. And okay, so the other thing to bear in mind with an emissive layer is you can add other glows wherever you like, so that's also an option. But for this one, what do I want to do with it? But yeah, let's get the emissive layer and then just hue shift it. I was thinking like purple, but maybe that's too cold. Or maybe we just try red. I'm gonna try red for now. Save. Let me load that instead. Okay, so you just have to change the strength of the emissive and it will just work, so... So yeah, when I turn off the lights, you can see it. Actually, that does look kind of rockin', I feel like. I feel like that does look kind of cool. I don't know. I also didn't realize there was like stripes on it. On there. It's like if you well, I'm trying to find the right word, like the right statement for this, but it's like if you went back in time and you like messed with time a little bit, instead of Nagafen you would have got like a red Lady Vox or something. I don't know. That's kind of what it feels like to me. But what if I made the emissive purple? We say fuck it, we're gonna make it like purple anyway. What happens? I'm actually not 100% like what the default emissive strength is in Dragon's Prophet. I assume it's 1 strength. So this is probably pretty accurate. I actually like this. This is pretty cool. The red is also really nice as well. This makes it feel like a little bit unique, maybe a little bit colder. Yeah, I can shut the lights off and you can kind of see it's just glowing. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Hey Regina, how you doing? It looks cool. Wonder how latest weapon texture effects can be changed and recolored. I need to look into that. I do need to look into like objects and stuff too. I don't know if this, what I've got right now, will actually open weapons, but we could have a look in a minute and see if it does that. I like this though. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about making the bits purple, but maybe it's okay. Yeah, I'll put the lights back on again. It's a little weird that on the model itself, do you see that? For some reason, one nail does not have an emissive color on it on one side, but it has it on the other side. Do you know what that looks like to me? That looks like an actual genuine mistake on the actual emissives layer. Like they did that side, but they didn't do the other side, and it's happening on both of the toes. So what's going on? Let me have a look at the UV editor again. So it's this toe here. This toe here does not have an emissive color there. Where is that on the model? There. So we need something there. We need that purple to be there, and it's not there. Can I do that directly in Blender, maybe? The other way I could potentially do it is keeping productive, things are going well. I'm always, yeah, that's good to hear. I'm always trying to stay productive as well. But, right now I've noticed a problem on the vanilla model of in this video game that, was cancelled over 10 years ago. So what I'm gonna do, this. I think this is gonna be the best way to do it. You see that? So when I overlay it like that, you can kind of see all the toes, and they've clearly missed one toe. So the way I'm gonna fix this is I'm actually gonna manually update the... Dude, I'm fucking fixing their game for them. Holy shit. Okay. So what I could do here... Wait, why is that there? Why is there a stray pixel here? Is it actually showing on the model as well? Don't tell me that they've got multiple problems with this model. So there's a stray pixel here as well for some reason. So that's hilarious actually. Okay. View extras. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna bring that down a little bit. And what was the other toe that was missing? Well, that was like that there, but not that side. Let me have a look at this one. So where's this on the UV map? That's just in the same place. So they just genuinely made a mistake on the model. It's not supposed to be like that. So so you're telling me I'm fixing a model. Fixing a free game for them for free. Oh my god, okay. Well, let's try that in game. I should probably fix the actual Lady Vox then, because that seems kind of ridiculous that they just missed that for no reason. Let me just see, before we go further, let me see if there's anything else wrong with the model. So that's fine. I wouldn't expect that to be on both sides. It is kind of weird that it isn't, but it's not as, like, inconsistent as the toes. And then, there's a couple of spikes up here that just, like, I get it's probably because that's a small one, but that one just doesn't have anything on it either. Some of these spikes are missing. I don't think they're supposed to have them, but... And then there's some, like, back spikes as well. It's pretty crazy what we've picked up today. Oh, if I wanted to go a step further, by the way, I could say, let's shove an emissive here that's, like, a different color, like yellow or something. And I could do that if I wanted to. So what if I got, like, this color here, right? And the thing is with this is I can kind of go in and I can blend that out a little bit. And what if I went a bit further and... Again, I'm doing this all by hand, so please forgive me. But what if I did, like... a It's probably gonna look really lame, but I'm just experimenting here, you know? It's edgy as fuck, dude. Right, let me save that. Save as. Sorry, I'm just a little baby edgelord, it's fine. I just want to see if this works. More than... I'm not really committing to it, but... Did it not save the emissive properly? Oh, it's because I hid the background, that's why. I hid the wrong layer. Let me try again. Did I do it right? Oh, I loaded the wrong one. There we go. There we go. So... Oh, that looks so fucking dumb. Holy shit. Nothing personnel, kid. Nothing personnel. Just cyberpunk dragon. Holy shit. There's like some clear fucking... Actually, why is there bleed? Because it really looks like I don't... God, that's so fucking cringe. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna go with that, but that's just like... Yeah, you can kind of put an emissive wherever you want, baby. It doesn't matter. Make sure I'm not getting rid of that nice purple there. And what I could do is, like... I could even, like, mix colors, so... I could like... I'll do this on a new layer, but get something a bit more airbrush-like. Let's try something like that. Save as DDS file. Not whatever that file type is. And then just reload the texture again. Because we are in Far Cry and we're doing the same shit over and over again. So that looks cooler, right? That does look cooler with like the orange. That definitely looks cooler. It just looks like it's got holes in its neck. Yeah, that does look cool. I'd probably do the same with its eyes as well. So its eyes are all the way down here. Again, I don't know why there's this, I don't know why there's this freaking, like, trash here. Like, that shouldn't be there. I use Photoshop? Yes, I do. I don't know what this is at this point. I'm just kind of, like, winging it. I'm kind of pretty much just winging it, I feel like. But yeah, I don't know what this is here. Like that there? This bit here just looks like it was a mistake. Maybe the horn has like a thing going on. Where's the horn? I might have to just double check that in the UV editor. The horn is like right where its head is. Duh. It even like cuts off as well, which is a shame. I'm gonna actually bleed. Yeah, I can get away with bleeding it over. I'm gonna do this. It's not gonna look very pretty, but like an emissive layer doesn't have to look pretty. To be quite frank with you. So now I'll have a big pointy. This has ended up being a little bit more baller than I was expecting. I was just expecting this to be like a cheap recolor, but there you go. Okay. So back to the shading tab, update the emissive layer with this one. Oh, she looks pretty. If I shut the lights off, you can see the RGB dragon looks pretty RGB. That might need to be a little bit more smoothed out, that color there, but it's close. Not sure about the best way to smooth it out. Maybe have like a middle ground color or something. Just blend it up a little bit more. Again, it really doesn't matter if it bleeds over at all. That looks better now, doesn't it? That's a bit smoother. Dude, that's so sick! What the fuck? Okay, I need a quick break, so I'm gonna, like, leave you with this, aura farming dragon, and I'll be right back. Enjoy. Alright, I'm back. Lava lamp dragon. You could, in theory, probably assign an emissive to any dragon you like. So, like with what I've done here, do you think a fun experiment would be trying to give an emissive to a dragon that shouldn't have one? Or maybe wasn't designed with one? And sorry if I'm moving a lot here, I'm just trying to untangle my laptop and all my cables. But I think maybe after we've implemented this dragon, maybe we could experiment with adding an emissive on a dragon that shouldn't have one. What about that? Maybe we make like a Balj that's like, I don't know, like he's really holy or something. He's like something out of Diablo. I don't know. I am happy to take suggestions, by the way. But I'm pretty happy with this. I think we are good to put this in the game. I'm just gonna have to very briefly show this image. Is it this image? This image, yeah. So I'm gonna briefly show this image. Let me get out of studio mode. There's a reason I'm doing this. So I'm gonna go in and where's my custom dragons thing? By the way, we need a name for this dragon. So what? Dreamstone? Pale Radiance idea, pink with purple crystals. Oh, that'd be really cool. We could try like a Pale Radiance variant with a lot of like emissives and shit. Call it Dreamstone. Do we have a name for this dragon, by the way? What do you want to call this dragon? So we're adding a new dragon. To add a new dragon, this is a skin variant of Lady Vox. It uses the head, it uses, what does it use? Animal, it's head 28. It uses Mytherian head 28. It uses head Mytherian 28. I have a place for it? Nope, just made it up on the spot. Just made it up on the spot. Oh my god, I'm peeking on my mic. I'm gonna think. I'm gonna think of a really cool name. I'm just gonna give it a bit. If anyone has a suggestion, I'll probably look at it. So it uses a head 28, and let me provide the textures. So the textures are the textures from the Taiwan client folder. The textures used in particular is the is this skin and this emissive. So just another thing, even though it looks really cool in Blender, it might have a slight variant in game because I don't know how powerful the emissives portray. I assume it's like a factor of 1, but and emissive, that one, and the other textures like normal maps are the same. Give it a new ID, a new compendium, and yeah, so I think my next test is to see if I can add it to a dragon that doesn't normally have it, like Diamond Bulwark or Pale Radiance. Call it Mindstare. Call it Mindstare. Give it new ID, new compendium. Titles we're still figuring out. It's in a Lua file, and I'm gonna organize titles for dragons on another day. But that's not very interesting. New ID, new compendium. correctly and deploy to both server and client, then restart server. There's some other values I need to bear in mind, so give it the same respawn time, D value, catch resist, D value catch resist as Onyx smoked. Okay. Use Lady Vox as a donor. There we go. Okay. So while I'm waiting for that, let me go back to Blender. Where's display capture? There it is. Okay, so you said you wanted to look at, first of all, I'm going to save this project file, because if I save it directly in this file, it is going to just crush it. I'll call it Custom Lady Vox. I also didn't give it a name, so I still need to give it a name. Honestly, if it was completely perfect, purple, I'd call it like something like Amethyst Grave. Maybe maybe we call it Amethyst Grave. Looks pretty menacing in the dark though. But yeah, let's open a new dragon. So I need to find out which head is the Pale Radiance one. It is this one. Let me disable the head 28. There we go. So this is the model you were talking about, right? It's not the skin, but it is the model. We can change the skin as we want. Indigo Grave? Maybe? Isn't Indigo more blue, or am I wrong? It works in normal light? We're gonna find that out. We're gonna find out if the light works or not. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna grab this dragon and I'm gonna change his skin because you probably want to see what, like, Pale Radiance's skin, maybe? What head is this again? This is head 4. These are head 4s. Are these 4s? Yeah, these look like 4s. Yeah. These are definitely the ones. Okay. If I type in 04, it should just bring up the Pale Radiance ones. Except for that one for some reason. There's Shattered Rage. That's Diamond Bulwark. That's Indigo Flare. Where's Pale Radiance? For some reason, Pale Radiance isn't showing here. Oh, that's Pale Radiance. There we go. There's Pale Radiance. So that's there. So we're gonna find out now, okay, if we can add emissives to a dragon that should not have them. So like Diamond Bulwark was never programmed with emissives in mind. At least I don't think so. If I have a look in the folder, God, I hate that Blender search is so much better than Windows search. Also, my cat wants to leave the room, so I'm just going to let her out real quick. Bear with me a moment. Alright, so what I could do is, what I am gonna have to do is I'm gonna just have to make a Where is, what's Pale Radiance? Pale Radiance is... That's not Pale Radiance. That's not Pale Radiance. Where is Pale Radiance? Can I just type in 04 and will it find it? Or is Windows Search really that compromised? So... There it is. Okay, so let's pull this into Photoshop next. The biggest thing I want to do first is I want to make sure that I am backing up this, well, actually no, I'm not backing up this texture at this stage, because, well, actually no, I'm going to do it anyway, just in case I change anything. So I'm just going to call this, 01, not 02. Wait, how did I hit delete like that? Let me reopen this. Save as. 01. Save it as a DDS file. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it emissive. So while I'm here, I'm just going to see what we've got here. So I'm just going to blank it out completely. Let's see. I didn't even name the dragon, man. Let's name dragon Amethyst Grave. Did I spell that right? I think I spelled amethyst right. It's got AME, right? Right? Okay. Belly is light white, blue, pink, crystals are purple. Okay, okay. What we'll do is we'll do a quick test first. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate this layer. And I'm going to change the base layer to just black. Black and black only. So we're going to blank that all out. I'm going to make this semi-transparent. And the first thing we can try, and I'm just going to do it with the base Pale Radiance skin just for now, is I'm going to just like... add like a white glow, like you've asked. So we'll experiment with that. So I'm going to get a nice white here. I'm just going to probably actually scale that white more to a shifted color. There's something you should always do. Like, it should never be pure white. It should always be like a color of some kind. You know what, while I'm here, I should probably not do that. I should probably select all the islands. Set contagious. This one's a bit tricky because there's clearly like a lot of blacks here, but that's fine. I'll just work with it. Let's bring that back down. Turn off the extras so I don't see it. And then, select inverse. And then view. There. So we're going to try something really simple at first. I've just made its neck glow, and that's it. So when I go to save this, I will save this as a DDS file. And I'm not sure how they name the emissives. I think it's just got an extra underscore and then emissive at the end. Okay. So let me go back into Blender. Let me go into the shading tab, which I'm already in. And let me go... input, is it color? Texture. Image texture. Open. We'll find our texture folder. And can I sort by date? I don't really know how to do it on here. Let's just search for emissive. And let's find that one with the white neck. Be the only file where there's like a bit of white where the neck is. Did I save as the right file type? I'm sure I did, right? Save as. I could also just do this. Yeah, it says it exists, so I'm just gonna type in this instead. Why is it done it like that? But let me just put that into the emission port. It lets me. There we go. And then pull that strength up to 1, and then, yeah, now you can see his neck glows. It's hard to see without any lighting, but you can see it there. Obviously that's too bright. That's way too bright. And I definitely need to scale that down. So I can do that just by turning down the opacity. I can put it like here instead. Or I can save it. It is indeed kind of too bright. Yeah, but it's just like a sample, right? We're just trying to get an understanding of, like, if it will show first, which it seems to. That's pretty cool. It's really interesting when I save the, when I just read at the file, it's kind of preserved the alpha of the original file, which isn't a problem, because it is the same file anyway. But, yeah, just interesting. And now he's got a slight glow. So when I go to, and you'll see it just cut off because his body is a separate part. But if I do the same thing I did with Lady Vox, where I go light area, I should just like make it like a proper staging ground. Shift D, another one here, then Shift D, Shift D, yeah, it does look proper silly right now. It would look nicer if it was like along the seam of the neck kind of thing. And maybe we could do like something similar to what Lady Vox did, where it has like glowing eyes or something. I don't know. But yeah, the big thing was like the crystals, right? Man, I sneezed and I did not have time to mute myself. The model is unique, and it's not used again. It's kind of a waste of resources. But yeah, I tell you what our focus will be now, will be to make these crystals glow. I think that'll look really fucking cool. Maybe we could do like a primal pale radiance or something? I don't know. Or like ancient pale radiance. Be kinda fucking rockin'. One thing I need to determine on the UV editor is exactly where his, I need to know exactly where his horns are. So there are some horns here. pretty much here, right? Yeah, everything horn related is like here pretty much. And then the crystals on his tail are there. They're like very clear. It's very clear where the crystals are. And the good news is most of the crystals on his body are reused. So we only have to use a very few number of his things there. But yeah, let's make that shit glow. I think that'll look pretty cool. I probably won't do it as intense as how Lady Vox's is set up, but we can certainly make something that's pretty nice. I'm probably gonna get rid of the white on his chest. That was just an experiment, but you can see what I was trying to do with it anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna just knock up the colours on this. And I get a nice green. And hopefully I can do it on a new layer. I did not want to do that, whatever that was. In fact, I'm probably gonna boost this all the way up. Because I want this green. This, like, green here in particular. So if I turn that down now. That's a nice green. I'll fix the edges in a minute. We'll fix the edgings, edging bits. This might be like a little tamer, but actually I might leave that bit there. Let's try that for now. What I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna get a harder razor tool, and I'm just gonna cut this bit up. Same again here. And again, I don't want it as harsh as how Lady Vox has it, so I'm definitely gonna tone that down. Maybe more like down here, color-wise, like shading-wise. And then his eyeball is here, and it is red, so I think I might go with like yellow-white. That's an eraser tool, that's not gonna do jack shit. And here is where I need a color layer. So color. The reason I'm doing the coloration first is just so when I do the other layer it's a little bit more where it should be. I don't know why these islands on this skin are connecting, but it's a little bit like not quite right for a skin. That is screen. I'll hit the right things in a minute. So, let's save this and see what it looks like. Seems so focused on it. It's almost like I really enjoy doing this. Maybe. Ooh, so now he has a glowy eye. Is it in the right place? Actually, I need to hide the bones. The bones showing like that is always like really jarring. So his eyes are almost white, and that's like too much. But the fucking crystals, like, being brighter is really nice. I feel like they should be more lit up. Maybe have like a yellow at the end. God, he looks fucking mean. His eyes are so small. They are really tiny. He's got a big head, tiny eyes. So, what I'm probably gonna have to do here is... probably could just get away with removing that. And then... this, like, little... this little glob here needs to move. Because I think what's going on is it's not quite lined up correctly. Should be more here. Maybe a little bit smaller. It's hard to get it in the right place, if I'll be honest. So why does that look like the way it do? That just has artifacts in it, huh? Doesn't look like it has fucking flies in it. A little bit smaller. And then for these pieces here, that screen. I need to highlight the islands again. Sample all layers. This part's so hard to do because there's like not a lot of room to blend it. That's gonna be too bright, I feel like. Let me test it anyway. There was so many fucking layers, dude. Sorry, I'm very locked in. You mean... maybe a small glow around his nose? Maybe? I don't want to make him Rudolph exactly, but yeah, we'll have a look at that. Shading. Okay. That now just looks like it's more in his brow area. The fucking tops of his crystals glowing though is actually cool as hell. Just needs it on his tail. Now this should have been what Pale Radiance's twin was. Like an actual edit, not a fucking, just the same dragon with a different title, but they're selling it on the marketplace. Always thought that was really kind of cringe. I know a really good dragon to look at in a minute, maybe like Skadan the Merciless, because he does definitely have a yeah, I'm just gonna have to yeah, so shit. It's so garbage, man. Yeah, that ant tail in there definitely needs a glow up. I honestly really want to spruce up the wings here, but I don't want to go nearly as crazy as I did with the tips of the crystals. I think the way I'm gonna manage it is I'm probably going to just literally get whatever green this is and just lighten it up just a slight amount. Not do that, but it's close to what I wanted to do. The only other way I could think of doing it is it's a bit challenging because I'm gonna folder this because this is looking like a mess right now. Right, so I can turn that off as I like. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and select as much of this green as I can. Yeah, let's actually select the layer first. So like this as much as I can. Maybe boost the tolerance like 60, I guess. Nope, that's too high. 12? That selects too little. 50? Is still selecting too much. 32, I think is the sweet spot. It's not amazing, but it selects kind of what I want. Now I hate to do this, but this might look scuffed as hell. That looks really pixelated and crap. That's totally the compression of like the DDS file. There's no shot this works, but I'm just gonna try it anyway. This is gonna end up looking really bad. The only thing that would probably help is if I had the original texture renders, but I do not have that luxury, so. Yeah, that looks glitched as all hell. It's corrupted Pale Radiance, that is. Holy shit. Yeah, no shot that worked. That works at all, in any way, shape or form. So... it was worth trying though. I was trying to think of a cleaner way to add the glow, but it just doesn't work like that. I think what I'll need to do instead is... I'll just have to wing it. Just use the erase tool to create like convincing shapes, I guess. They're not just all round. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the way I go about it. Just dot them and then erase. Too bright. Right, I think that's fine though. Let's try that out. This one's taking longer than I thought. Whoa. Oh, he has glowy wings now. Okay, that actually looks kind of okay. So he's a glowy boy now. He's like advanced Pale Radiance. It's just, again, the glow on his eyes is too high. It needs to be lower. Also, that is way too dim. Yeah, you could say I'm a bit carried away, so what? But yeah, we do need to check that other dragon in a minute. But then we can try this next. And again, the glow on its eyes is too high. That really is gonna be just micromanaging it, I'm afraid. I'm just gonna have to keep doing it until I get it quite where I want it. Okay, now it just needs to shuffle to this way. I'm almost trying to pixel perfect this now. Okay, that's pretty good now. I think my only thing now is I'd probably make that like half the glow, because otherwise it's just Lady Vox all over again. But it's pretty okay. It's doing what it needs to do. Again, it might not be nearly as bright in the actual game itself. I'm sorry this is such a long and boring process. As it turns out, it is a long and boring process. Okay, that looks so much better now. So it's like glowing, but it's not like Lady Vox size glowing. During night could be really bright actually. Deathwing, he doesn't have pupils. That wing, maybe natural glows, actually I'd like to work with it. Oh, you mean Skadan? You mean Skadan? Or Skandon, or however you say his name? Yeah, we could look at that. So... I think this is pretty cool. And we could kind of reuse this emissive for like a bunch of other dragons using this model type. So... that's pretty neat. Doesn't look that much different aside from the, like, in the normal texture, aside from the fact that you can see that, like, the tops of its horns are a little bit brighter, like you can see, like, the tips go up. So for the most part it looks normal, but it isn't. Right, let me see what's going on with the other thing. Let me show Skandon. Skandon? Yeah, for a little bit. I actually think Skandon's texture is probably one of the coolest in the game. Like, it's actually a really well-made one. Let me have a peek what's going on here. resist value 36. Okay. Cool. Okay, let's work on something else. You said you wanted to Deathwing his oh, Deathwing. You're after Deathwing. Okay, okay. Let's have a look at Deathwing for now while we've got a moment. So let me switch back to Blender. Let me save this custom pail. Custom pail. And you said you wanted to look at Deathwing, right? So let's look at Deathwing. Let's unload this one and figure out which head it is. I could just look in the texture folder and that would probably save me time. This one. Halloween Dragon. Mytherian Torso 12. And it's probably also head 12, right? There you go. This is the one. He's using Obsidian Thunder skin, actually, which is really funny, because, like, Obsidian Thunder never officially made it into the game. But let's load the, skin. Now, I've got to load the wings and the body separately, just so you're aware. So let's type in 12. So we're looking specifically for ones that say 12. And this is the body we've selected, so we want the body, we don't want the other parts. Event Halloween Dragon, so this one, and then select the wings, type in 12 again, and there's his wings. So it's literally just Obsidian Thunder, but they made his belly yellow, pretty much. Did this one have an emissive layer? I think you said it did, right? Or does it not? In fact, let me go add texture image. See if it has one. Let me type 12. Ah, I need the folder first. That's a good idea. Type in 12. He does have an emissive layer. Yeah, he does. It's here. Emission. And, you'll only be able to see this when I do this, but... Actually, his emissive... Actually, no, I didn't toggle the emissive. Moved its strength to 1. Now it should show. Oh, I need to do it... Okay. No, I've done it on the wrong part. I'm an idiot. I did it on the wings, not the other bit. Also, what do you mean you're not rendering now? You definitely have a texture, you knobhead. What's going on here? I feel like it might have just glitched out. This might be a bug, actually. Let me restage it. There we go. I'll have to reload the textures again, but that's fine. And then the body. And now we got to do the emissives on this bit. Texture image. By the way, if we don't change anything here, I'm pretty sure the whole thing will glow. Actually, no, he doesn't. That's weird. It's probably because I've actually funneled in a... Actually, yeah, it's because I've funneled in this, that's why. Yeah, he'll just be white. He'll just be a glowing thing in the dark. Which is hilarious. But yeah, let's actually assign a texture to him. Not a new texture, let's open a texture. And I need to fucking find the directory again. 12. And now it should work. After all of that. There you go, now his body works. So, yeah, holy shit, they literally just used like a fucking glow. So I was already complaining that that glow didn't look very good on fucking, Pale Radiance, but you can see they definitely used it here. And it is just mostly an airbrush that you can see. Oh, you don't see anything? Ah, shit. Give me a sec. Sorry. There he is. You didn't miss a lot. It was the game that was... not game. The texture glitched out and I had to reload it. But yeah, this is the emissive that you're talking about. So it is glowy. Yeah, it does have an emissive layer. He is a glowy boy. And he has an orange eye as well. So they kind of use the same color there. There's like a slight... yeah, there's no emissive texture on his wings. But yeah, they've just straight up used an airbrush, which I thought was gonna be Crimes, but apparently it's not Crimes, so maybe I can get away with doing that. Alright, sorry, let me show you Skadan again. Please let me know if I forget again, I'm very sorry. Let me just see what's going on here. Okay, apparently, the amethyst thing is still being implemented, so, in the meanwhile, what do we want to do next? We've still got some time before I test one of the dragons in game, so... Runewake Dragon? Sure. I didn't consider the Runewake Dragon just because it had so many, like, recolors already. Like, they clearly liked that model so much that they kept reusing it over and over and over again. But let me see if we can find that one. I just need to see what head it's using. If I can find at least one dragon, I can find the others. It's 07. 007. Wait, no, that's Balge. Or maybe it actually uses its model? Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong dragon. This is head 6, sorry. Okay. There we go, we've got the right one now. So, this is Runewake. And, does it have... It's head 06, so... What do we have? We have quite a few emissives, haven't we? We got, like, green, we got yellow, we got blue. They really, really liked this color, huh? I'm gonna be honest, I kind of just... The biggest issue with the Runewake recolors is that they use one color consistently, and then they'll use, like, an emissive color, but the actual skin itself never has, like, any variation on it, or any development on it, besides just, let's use the hue slider in Photoshop and call it a day. So... Some of these look very similar. We got blue, baby blue, got red. They've done like every color, but my biggest complaint is just like they're not really making use of the color channels. Like, the only one that even gets close is this one, because it's got a bit of green on it. But I think maybe our best shot is, like, taking the silver and then just coloring that or something. Because, like, black is very hard to recolor. Blue is a bit of a pain. Well, blue's... I can't think I could do anything interesting with blue. Unless maybe... we could, like, maybe brighten it up. Like, this might be a good one to work with the blue head here. Let's have a look at this one. So we got this one here. This one's got, like, a yellow eye. Let's put it properly in Blender so we can see it. So let's select the model, and thankfully this one is all just a single model, but let me find that blue I was talking about. So it was 06, and it was this one. And what was his... oh, the other dragon is still in view. Let me remove that. I'm gonna have to redo the, the texture, but that's okay. It's funny how I just didn't notice that. It's just like his wings blended in that well. You guys can still see stuff. Force of coloration. Yeah. So, what I can do now is I can add a texture, I can add an image, and then I don't know what this one is. It's Blue Matherian 001 Blue Matherian head. So, open. Blue Matherian head. We could kind of take any color we want and try any color we want. But its normal color would be this one. So I'm gonna pin the emission color. Bump the strength up to 1. And this is what it should normally be. I think this is the one, or is this not the one? Have I hooked the correct one? It says blue emissive 001, so that must be it. But let's try other colors. So this is orange. Look how cool that is. We got green, which is pretty cool. We got red. The red one looks really nice. He looks like he's in pain. He's got heartburn. Because these colors kind of already exist, so orange is usually pretty good with blue. I just realized this one doesn't have a glowing horn for some reason. Is there discrepancies on these sheets? There probably is. So I just selected orange, right? Yeah, you can see on the collector's edition one it has more colors, and they just stopped doing it here. So they cut out some of the emissives, if anything. Well, that's it. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna give him better emissives, I think. But yeah, I might recolor this guy a little bit first though. He looks a bit basic bitch. It seems like it's recolored from the original Runewake, but they've like taken features out, so Okay, so it looks like the server's being restarted now, and I should be able to test Amethyst Grave soon. I don't have the other one imported just yet, but we'll look at that when we can. So this skin, I like the idea of integrating orange into it, if I'll be completely honest. But I just need to find a good way to do it, because it's quite hard to find the seam on the wings on this dragon. What a nasty colour I've picked up here. Oh, that's just the server rebooting, don't mind. Pay it no mind. But yeah, obviously I don't want this colour this intense, so I'm just gonna turn it down to like this colour here. I do like how like the segments work on this dragon, because like it's clearly not like, it's clearly got like layers on its wing that looks really cool. Oh, look at that. That's pretty fantastic. And then I can see what they kind of tried to do with the textures here. It is pretty nice. Like they've tried to like almost make like a glacial texture. Like they've actually put like a gradient on its neck that looks really, really good. But yeah, just overall it's a little bit odd. I don't know if I like the red, it makes it look like a clown. You can see the difference in like the richness when I like change it, right? That looks pretty good. It's a fucking skin. From blue to purple and orange, yeah. Sunset 5. So, yeah, what do you call it? The opposite color of, like, blue is, like, orange. Is it orange? No, it's yellow. It's yellow. But yeah, it still, like, really stands out, I feel like, using a color like that. So, that's what I use. I honestly don't think this part of the dragon needs much more. I would, if I had it my way, I would probably, like, add a little bit here. Just to its, like... I just don't want to make it look too weird with, like, the orange here. But it is kind of like sunset. Yeah, this is the actual skin itself. This might be a good opportunity to also study how, like, other things work. I'm just gonna check the server in a sec. Let me just check the server's on. Let's go into game. Let's go into the game like right now. Though, let me turn on latest. Yeah, I'm gonna go into game. Just to note, I haven't put the other things on, so let me just get this open. The other two dragons aren't in, but I'm gonna test the lady box. The black corn from his head to a bright color? Maybe. I can see how the emissives are landing on this though. Still looking through this despite. Runewaker V2-001-blue. That's the emissive. If I just copy all of this like I did before, and I overlay it, I can then kind of see how the emissives fall onto the set. And I can even see what they're doing here. There's like a crackle, and then that's where the net color is. But yeah, let's go into game. I'm gonna see if I can get this. By the way, this is one of my dumb customs. Oh yeah, I'm trying to go into Kohala. I can't do that. She also has next zone vibes. Yeah! That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. It was like... It looks menacing. Next zone vibes. I feel the same thing about this fucking Umbral Glare skin. That I have. Let me turn off the ambient vibes. GM Dragon Rockstar. Yeah, I would be getting that achievement. There it is. And it's got the purple on it. Man, the textures in the game itself look really bad, but that's just how Dragon's Prophet is. There it is. Yeah, it's in game. I could even spawn one in and fight one. Though if I put it in town, the guards will attack it, so I'm gonna move over here. That's what I said, it's really not difficult adding custom dragons into the game. Actually, the compendium probably won't work, but I'm gonna check it anyway, just in case. Wait, why is there a blank family here? That's interesting. I'm gonna investigate that. So, okay, some of these have compendiums, some don't. That one doesn't have a description. Yeah, some of these are, some of these work, some don't. But yeah, you can see they need a lot of work still. Oh, Sleeping Behemoth works though. An Earthen Thrall, Duskline Roar. That's interesting that some are working and some aren't. That dragon was never implemented into Dragon's Prophet, but it is in the Phantom folder. Fleeting Feather. I wonder what this family entry is. I'm gonna investigate what that is, but yeah. It's also nighttime, so you can actually see it really well. But yeah, it just needs its own like icon and all of that fun stuff. The other thing I want to play with is see if I can implement effects onto dragons, like actual FX type stuff, because like this dragon, for example, actually has like a snow effect on it. Not the skill, but this, like, you see the snowflakes on it. I wanna like do this, but like on other dragons, you know? Like I wanna know how to make my own like renderable effects on a dragon, because I think that'd be pretty cool. Yes, like you always need to assume you need a deep colour for the one that you'd choose. Yeah, I almost feel like now I'm a little bit worried when I put in the Pale Radiance it might not be bright enough. But yeah, you can see I'm in like a fairly dark area here, and it's like it's probably also because I have the textures on low. That might be also why, but you see how blurry it is in the actual game. Actually, let me compare it with another dragon. Actually, that's a bad example because they're not finished. Let me try Emerald Glare. No, it's just because I think I have the textures on low. If I went into options and I went into display, I went into high, I'd probably have to restart the game, but oh, they still look low quality ass. What the fuck? Texture quality, high. Yeah, I'd need to restart the game for that. Okay. Okay, game. What I will do then is I'll try and add the Pale Radiance. Ever got any like name suggestions? I just think it'd be like, I don't know. I'm gonna do like Primal Pale Radiance, I guess. Yeah, we'll do Primal Pale Radiance, I think. What is that image anyway? I don't even know what that image is. But yeah, let me do Primal Pale Radiance. So, can we meet dragon and test manually applying to skin that normally doesn't have it attached. Let me have a look on here. Let me find the folder. Sorry, I know you can't see anything at the moment, but that is normal. So, where's that recent one I did? So, sort by date. Okay, sorted by date. So you want that Pale Radiance clone. So we'll clone Pale Radiance. use this texture and this emissive. Bob, 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 bob. Use this emissive and keep normals the same. All other data the same, except obviously unique dragon ID. Some compendium and what do I call it? Just call it and name it Primal Pale Radiance. I don't know a better name to call it for now, I'm afraid. Okay. Right. I'm good now to continue. Near the black one you made, something Umbral Terror. Oh, the black one? I called it Bloody Knives for now, but that's a really bad name, so yeah, I could call it like something like that. Umbral Breath. Something like that. Oh, its eyes glow. That's cool. Let me duplicate this layer. Just because it's easier to manipulate when it's not an uneditable locked layer type. I have no music running, so let me run this still, and we're at the end of this, so probably play something else soon. Adjustments, hue saturation. Love that orangey colour. And I've noticed something. Do you see what's going on here? They've just got a lightning brush and they've just put that on there, baby. That is all they've done. It is just a lightning brush. Let's have a look at what brushes we have. That's pretty crazy, actually, now that I think about it. Because I'm pretty sure I have some of my own lightning brushes. Let's see what we've got. Those are stars. I got mostly stars on here. Don't tell Nemesis. I got a glitch brush. That's no good for a dragon. Shooting star. Chain. This is lightning. Let's not do it on the background copy, but it's like I have those tools as well, video game, so yeah, it's close, but it's not close enough. Also, they had the lightning bolt aimed the other way. What other things do I have? Like that one. So that's clearly got that there, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have like a not so crazy layer. And then that will be my alt color, this one. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out what we're doing. Just trying to see, because like I'm figuring out how it's doing its shit. See, these are just like, dude, Clip Studio would be such a better play for this, but I've only got one. You can only really have Clip Studio on one device, which is a bit of a pain. But it's so obvious. It's just a lightning like effect. It's crazy. There's a bird. There's also this here I can dick around with. Let's bring this up so the islands are nice and bright, and then I'll select inverse. Going forward, if I select like a placeholder like this again, I need to select one that's got like very distinct islands, so then it's just easier to make changes and stuff. To just select everything. No, clouds aren't gonna do it. I need to find something that really works. Tree ain't gonna be it, buddy. Clouds aren't gonna be it either. Fortunately, this program's so old that, like, I can't even see the whatchamacallit. But yeah, I can... It's lightning, and then I think they've used, like, an airbrush not long after that. Or something. It's definitely like Photoshop or something though. Those are burbs. Everything burbs. I don't know how I keep selecting that layer, but that layer does need to be locked, so... The freestyle art? Yeah, it looks like it just looks like it's using a lightning brush, but whatever lightning brush they're using is whatever is better than what I've got on Photoshop right now. That's a lot of lines. Yeah, unfortunately Clip Studio is a bit better in the modern day. Because this viewport is so small. Large thumbnail. Oh, I can make them bigger! Today I learned I can make them bigger. Just a lot of stars here. Shooting stars and burbs and rocks, water. Actually, that kind of rocks. That kind of fucking rocks, actually. That gives me, like, a nice texture there to work with. If I do another layer on top, but I make this one, like, less crazy. Oh, I could have used this for Pale Radiance. This is a good fucking brush. That's pretty cool. What a nice brush, what the fuck? And this is like my more orange layer, so if I switch this up, I try it. Ah, I love it. So I can like... This is a good ass brush, what the fuck, dude? Let's test this, cause this looks cool. View extras, turn off the extras. That looks so nice, what the fuck? I have accidentally bled into the toes though, so let me just fix that real quick. Okay. That's a little better now. Let's give that a try. I really like this one. I really do. Call that O2. And I saved that as a PSD file by mistake. Okay. And then it's just a matter of saving this one. DDS. O2. Alright, let's give this a fucking try in Blender. So, let me select this. I might have a better shot just typing in O2, to be honest. Maybe dash O2, dash O2. I'm not finding it. Maybe type in blue. I did save it correctly, right? It's just simply not showing in here. Let me make sure I'm saving it correctly. So by date modified. And let's grab that name so we have it. Okay. Why is it not finding it? What the fuck? Where am I saving this to? Might just need to reopen this. And now it's showing, okay. So here's my boy, and he's got his like baby blue things with his wings. Oh wait, I put that in the emissive slot by accident. Whoops. I was like, yeah, he looks a little bit brighter. Get rid of that. Blue. Why can I suddenly not find it again? What is going on here? Display mode. Sort modified date. Why can I not find it? Like, it's consistent whether I'm finding it or not. But it's inconsistent whether I'm finding it or not. You know what? I'm gonna do it this way. Sort by date. Gonna do it this way. Oh, of course it didn't. Of course it went in as an image. Of course it did. Can I not just do it? Let me delete that. Can I not do it? God, I don't know how to grab this window properly. Can I not do it like that? I guess I'm doing it this way. See you later, skin. Hello, skin. Open. In fact, I could probably just do this. See you later, emissive skin. There we go. Okay, now I can see it properly. He has a yellow belly, but his neck is like... like that. Purple shading? Yeah, I like the transition. I think it's fine. Yeah, that looks pretty fucking cool. I just feel like he needs those embellishments that, like, the CE dragon has. He's also missing, like, coloration on his tail, but it's fine. What is force field? I don't think I've ever seen that option in Blender before. I need to hide the bones again. They always get annoying and in the way. Menacing. This is what happens when you look behind you in the mirror at 2 AM. He looks mad as hell. What the fuck? So Runewake is but cooler. I'm gonna save this as test Runewake. Okay. 2 a.m. on a night walk, yeah. Pretty much. With just the blender lighting as is, he doesn't look very blue, but he is. It's just blender's lighting's a bit harsher. I also gotta remember with the way that it renders in game, it's like a little bit lower fidelity. So there's that too. Let me just check. Okay. The emissive thing on Pale Radiance seems like it's gonna be like harder than normal. So, I mean, that's fine, but just something I have to bear in mind. I'll put those there just so I know that they're there. But, yeah, these are different colours. I gotta remember that water brush. That was, like, here. At least it's easier to read this now, anyway. I'm going to just change that back to colour. And find where the tail thing bit is. Where is the tail bit? It looks like I'm gonna have to. I have a feeling the tail is here, but I'm not gonna just guess on that. I'm gonna go into the UV editor, select him, go into edit mode, and we're gonna find out that way. So, his tail, where is it pulling data from? Is his tail fin really just like that chunk? Oh, there's another bit there. Okay, so they're like on their own, like good islands there. And then the other bit is all the way up there for some reason. Because that doesn't make any sense at all, but sure. Okay, I would have never figured that out on my own. So this is part of it. This is part of it. And then this is also part of it. I have no idea why they're laid out like this, but they just are. The other thing I just want to check is where is the beginning tip of it? So the beginning tip is this side. The beginning tip here is that side. Okay, so they're not even facing the right way, and then the side entry tip is there. So, okay. So when I go back over with the orange colour, I start from here basically. And for this side I go here. And for this side I go here. Whatever sense that makes, but that's how it works, so I'm just gonna follow that. And then as for his horns, the horns I didn't want to guess either. But his big horn is here. And he's got some, like, horns here. They're really all over the place on this model, and it's hurting my brain just looking at the UVs. But... so we've got that there. Okay, so yeah, we could probably stick something there, probably. So that's where the main horn is. So I'm just gonna save this DDS file again. And then where this is, I've got to now remind myself which part of this is. I think it's here. Yeah. Ooh, that part didn't select properly, did it? It's a little bit crusty. But yeah, I need to go back onto this skin again, and then... oh, it wiped those colours I saved. Huh, okay. And let me get that water brush again. So it was this one. This is a nice one. I might have to just turn off the selection though, because that's gonna look really bad if I just let that go. I can see why some of these sheets always look so messy. It's because, like, it's kind of hard to do once the texture's big like this. It's kind of cooked. I think my only other embellishment I'd really like to do is where the purple is. Oh, server's being reset. That probably means that thingy's is ready. So right. So let's select all that. Select inverse. Turn that right down. Wherever the purple is. Don't do it on the actual layer, stupid. that there. Turn this opacity down like a few percent. Well, that flow tool is really helpful. Okay, that's probably pretty okay now. Oh, my legs. Ah, holy shit. Oh, it's nearly 2. Good time to see if Pale works in game. There's a nice little emissive sheet here. I think I'm pretty happy with this one. I've learned a whole fucking lot about 3D stuff this year. I think only in February I made like a really low poly model, and now I'm like understanding how UVs work, which is... Did I make this dragon? No. No, I'm just retexturing it. But yeah, like, I've just learned so much about, how these things work. Because before I couldn't even, like, make my own UVs. And, I've made a couple. I could actually show them at the end here, I suppose. So... Let me transition back real quick. I don't know why that image is there. Let me have a look. Okay, so there is a small chance that this may not work, but I'm gonna load the client and see if it does. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, that's fine. Just look at it again. Let me open this here. Just waiting for it to load now. In the meanwhile, let's see if I can, let's take off the vibe music for a minute. So let me reload the emissive. And let me reload the texture. Look at him. A big problem with him is he has the glow on one side, kind of like the original Lady Vox had, but not on the other side. It looks really cool. Ah, I did the purple in the wrong spot for some reason. Oh well. I'll sort that out another time. I could probably work with that. But he's got glowing armpits for now. His armpits glow. Check him out. We love some good glowing dragons. But we'll see if this works. If the Pale Radiance doesn't, that's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. What I am gonna look at though is where that like blank dragon family came from, because that looks like that's a happy accident to me. Okay. Let me use the object editor instead. Let's copy this. Create. Oh! Oh, fuck! Oh, it's invisible. Oh, it's invisible! Okay, so that one's not quite working yet. I wonder why not. But that really actually scared me that, like... I wonder what makes it... trigger. Because it's not the mob ID is different. Let me do that, but with... this one instead. Create. Oh, there you are. See, you're normal. Why can't you be normal? Why can't you be normal? Whoa. Right, slash GM, set value job 4. So I'm gonna have to kill the invisible. Lemao killed! Okay, so it does like the shout as well for some reason. I wonder what causes that. Let me get the editor back open. So let's click on you. Oh my god, I killed a dragon, guys. I can't believe it. And then there's this one. This one shows fine. I killed it. No! Actually, one thing I should check is, I probably shouldn't click store, right? Oh, I loaded the wrong one. Shit. I didn't mean to put in 2! Oh my god! Oh no, they're fighting! Wait, no, they're attacking me. No, they're after me, right? They are after me? Or are they after the Pale Radiance? Are they fighting the invisible dragon? Can I make them infight? Come on. It looks like they're only fighting me. Nah, they only hate me. Sadness. I killed him! He died! I didn't mean to do that. The thing I wanted to test was, if I could jump on them or not. Let me turn off store. It's quite big. I think my stats are too high. Dragon is extremely alert. I'm probably gonna one-shot it, right? Wait, no. Okay, I can capture it. Wait. I only damaged it like once, though. The fuck? The fuck? There we go. I caught a dragon. Although, I find it strange that I could jump on it, like, after doing a little bit of damage to it. Just not a lot of damage. So that might be the Dragon Valley thing. Maybe I've got that misunderstood. But, we got one in game, just the other one's transparent for whatever reason. Anyway, it's 2 o'clock now. I'm gonna finish up here. I think now is a pretty good time to finish, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I'll do this next Sunday. Just because I'm getting the hankering to play a video game again, like an actual game. So I'm gonna be honest, the game I have in mind isn't probably a very interesting stream game, but like at this point I'm just streaming for fun. Like I really don't have time to stream like I used to, unfortunately. And that's just still the case at the moment. So I'm just gonna keep kind of just doing things my way, and I'll just do what I want to do. And I think that's what matters the most. If I'm enjoying what I'm doing, I think that means a lot more than just trying to force myself to like play something that maybe I don't want to do. So that's how I see it anyway. So hopefully that makes sense. But we have a dragon we can play with for now. And I just need to fix the Pale Radiance, and that's really it. But yeah, I also do want to get back to like sometimes streaming my own game dev rather than just editing this game. Because don't get me wrong, this is my favorite game ever, but I need to add some variety to palette. Anyway, we'll see what happens next week on Sunday. It's my last weekend off before I'm on work duty on the weekend again, so hopefully I can do something with that time. But yeah, no, thank you for being here. I really appreciate your time today, and yeah, have a good one. Really appreciate it. Trying to finish before the ads start. You see it right there.